Okay, I'll confess, I was excited about crypto, Web3 and the emerging tech industry overall in 2023. With all that had been happening with crypto, I thought we might finally get some regulation in place and the crypto space would finally have some clarity. It's almost mid 2023 and there's still no clarity on the status of crypto in India. I get it. Crypto can disrupt financial stability, it leads to scams, money laundering, etc. etc. I get all that, but do you think that these roadblocks are going to stifle innovation and growth? Remember the dot-com bubble back in the 90s? People criticized it as well. Companies shut down, people lost money, and everyone said that it was going to die as well. Look at the internet today. It's blossoming. Some of the richest companies are internet based. So just because a few nations decide crypto is bad, it isn't going to die. Recently, a lot of companies working in the emerging tech space have chosen to shift their base out of India. They're moving abroad because they don't see a future here. And why is that? That's the question many Web3, blockchain, crypto, and tech startups in India are asking.
We were an NFT platform, and the regulation around NFTs at the time was very, very ambiguous. Post which they clarified it a little, but the manner of regulation which came about pretty much ensured that we had to move abroad.
That's Kyle Lopez, who's running a Web3 company in the UAE. He took his business outside as he saw no clarity around crypto regulation in India. And he's not alone. There have been plenty to have done the same. This regulatory limbo has forced many companies to look to foreign lands for their businesses because they're unsure about their company's future in India. And that's bad for this country in the long run. The biggest example is Sandeep Nainwal, who is the co-founder of Polygon, which is one of the largest layer 2 blockchain solutions. He was also forced to take his business offshore due to lack of regulatory clarity. I mean, it's simple. For a business to survive, it needs to be sure that it won't be shut down by the government tomorrow. It needs to be sure that the environment is business friendly and conducive. Unlike now, how it is in India right now for crypto. Things got so bad for these emerging tech startups that they weren't even able to raise funds for themselves.
When we went out to raise funds, specifically from Polygon, who are first, you can say investors. So even with the grants also, because of, the regulatory uncertainty, they said we cannot, provide you with grant or a funding if you guys are based out of India, right?
For anonymity reasons, Master Po from a Web3 company named Mantis Swap has chosen to keep his identity concealed as it might affect his business, which though runs out of the UAE, still has connections in India.
There is no, clarity on how we'll be handling all those transactions and if, that token sale would be considered as a security or not. So that's why, all the investors in the Indian ecosystem, were quite skeptical about that.
The word crypto is at times associated with scams, but the fact that crypto has such close ties with other Web3 technologies is giving the overall Web3 ecosystem a bad name. That's hurting businesses in India as well.
I think blockchain and crypto go hand in hand just because there are several new dApps which are being built on the blockchain, and the only way that these newer, younger companies can come about is through crypto, and just by getting developers on board, and developers are attracted and incentivized through crypto. So if you want the best tech skill labor to be working on your blockchain, you will have to do it through crypto. So it very much goes hand in hand.
When we talk about the Web3 scale, the Web3 scenario in India, we must understand that there is a tax of 30% being implemented on all cryptocurrency transactions. But the Web3 technology is much more than just cryptocurrency. So, however, there is no clarity on a lot of aspects, or as far as minting or mining is concerned. As far as when you talk about mining of cryptocurrencies, it requires a lot of it has a lot of costs involved with it, right? Which is your infrastructure cost, your electricity cost, manpower cost, and so on and so forth. So if the government says that there are no deduction of expenditures or no deduction of expenses, then in that case, how would these companies survive? So that is another reason why they have prefer to stay away from India as far as Web3 companies are concerned.
No regulation, heavy taxation, and uncertainty have driven these Web3 startups outside of India, and other countries like the UAE have welcomed them with open arms.
Dubai is trying to attract the best top talent from Web3 because they know that while it's a lot more difficult in the US to regulate something like crypto than in Dubai, right? Just because of the centralization aspect here, laws can be passed a lot faster, and Dubai are taking advantage of that. Most of the developing countries are not moving towards banning it. They are moving towards regulating it. It's just that it takes a lot more time, and I think Dubai has just been first to it.
In terms of innovators or the business is moving to a place, I guess Dubai or rather UAE is actually quite well positioned, because I guess recently they also announced a special zone for companies, like crypto companies, for, like providing them with better support, with better like facilities. They have established a zone, I guess probably in Abu Dhabi or so. So they are also creating their own government-based funds to support these companies, provide them with the essential funding in the early days and all. So like things like these will definitely attract the right kind of people, and they will actually stay there and keep on building over there. And with India, I see like we do have now, like we are already the most populous country in the world, so we do have we have the consumers over here, but we also need innovators at the same time that understand the Indian market quite well, and they keep on innovating over here. But if we do not have the right laws, they will be pushed to a different country, and India will lose out on this huge opportunity.
Just recently, Coinbase, which is one of the largest crypto exchanges globally, said that it's considering shifting its base to the UAE because of regulatory concerns in the US.
As you speak, I see UAE as the growing hub for Web3 companies, because it has an entire ecosystem. When we talk about ecosystem, we have the government which has framed the laws. We have companies which are getting registered over there. We have large multinational corporations, crypto exchanges registering the headquarters in the UAE. We have investors who are parking the money over there. We have people who want to convert crypto to fiat and fiat to crypto. So there are official channels and companies which are registered which can help you do that. So that is called as on-ramping and off-ramping. We have people who are traders who have moved over there. We have an entire community of the Web3 enthusiasts living in UAE. So when we talk about an entire ecosystem, I think UAE is way ahead of its time, way ahead of. I would say UAE is a clear winner as far as the growing hub is concerned.
So what's next for these Web3 companies in India? Get this. India is the chair for this year's G20, where crypto regulation will be a topic of discussion. While the Indian government and G20 members agree and no single country can decide the fate of crypto, we still have to wait and see whether crypto even gets any legitimacy in the eyes of the law, and whether it has any future in India. Because this country is at a crucial juncture when it comes to innovative technologies. As each day passes and more crypto and Web3 companies in India remain in unregulated and uncertain territory, it will keep pushing businesses and talent outside of India, and that could set us back yet again, like it happened in the .com era. That's it for this video. Let us know your thoughts about crypto's future in India and how it will affect tech innovation. For more such videos and emerging tech, stay tuned to web3cafe.in.